Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Del Young, and we are here with a brilliant Atron. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. But it is a little bit silent. Yellow. Are you there?
Oh, sorry about sorry about this, guys. My internet decided to drop out there for a second. Sorry about that, Atron. My internet
No
decided
problem.
to drop out just as we went live. Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. I'll try to
So
get
yeah,
you into my ears again.
cool, cool.
So much better because I want to hear the questions. So I don't.
Yeah. Are you? Can you
There
hear
we
me
are.
now? Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Uh,
So do we have
yeah.
any? Do we have any guests?
No, it's just me and you on the live.
All right. All right.
So, Atron, could you introduce yourself and what you do within the band DAMPF?
All right. My name is usually I on stage or in the record I call myself self Atron. It's a short name for a butterfly that lives nighttime. But usually my Christian name is Martin Eriksson, and I am the founder and basically the songwriter for DAMPF, which a little band. We released 2 albums, and we are, a good bunch. We're 8 people in the band, which is horrible for the record company and the logistic, but it's very fun when we finally come together. And we released a new record just last year, and we've done some, Finnish tour, a small Swedish tour, and we made a Sweden Rock Festival last summer, which was great. And we also opened up for Hammerfall last year. So, yep, that's it. And I'm very proud to be here in this show. And I'm sorry I'm sitting in my car because I'm in the middle of between 2 places. And here I am.
Cool.
But I'm honored to be here.
Cool. Thank you for being here. So let's dive into some questions.
Yeah.
As a child, what were you listening to?
When I was very small, a small little Martin, then I was brought up with my sister's record, which was Sweet, the group Sweet, and Kiss, of course, Slade, and but when I started to buy my records, it was the first record of Saxon, a little bit later Judas Priest, and even strange music like Kansas is still my favorite. Point of No Return album with Kansas, and I also listen a lot to Jess, And I had the honor of working with the manager that Jess have had for 30 or 40 years, and I had the honor to work with him a couple of years back, which was fantastically to hear all these stories from that time. So I'm an all eating musically, but a lot of these ancient rock legends. Of course, AC/DC, but that was a little bit later. But
Cool. So who actually got you into listening to music? Was it a family member, a sibling, or was it a journey of self-discovery?
I think I have music in me, like genetically, if that is even an English word, because my on my mother's side, my grandfather was singing in the church. My grandfather on my father's side, he was building these not violins, it's more folk music with it's called nyckelharpa in Sweden. I don't hurdy-gurdy or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was building those, and my grandmother played piano. My father has had a jazz band, and so I'm just thrown into a life, a family, where all relatives somehow is making music somehow. So I think my grandmother on my mother's side, Elsa, she was a piano teacher, and when she sadly passed away a bit, a bit too early, then we inherited her big piano, and that piano was there when I was a little guy coming home from school, and I started to hammer this piano and start making my own tunes, and I wasn't more than, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years old, and music has been with me ever since, and it's the best friend a person can have, in my opinion.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. So, out of all the bands that you've listened to, whether it be sort of like family influences or like bands that if you listen to, such as like Kiss and Slade, stuff like that, who actually sort of like influenced you to say, I want to do this as a career?
I think first, the coolest thing I could ever imagine when I was a boy was Mick Tucker on drums in Sweet. The way he played, and he was also such a rock star. When you bought this, we had this two different magazines. One was OK, was called, and the other one was Starlet. And then you can, in the middle you have these big posters, and then you have this Mick Tucker was lying with his drumstick and on some wolf. I was like, all right, that's the work I want to have. That's what I want to do in my life: play drums and be a rock star. And I also play drums. I still play drums, but I think it was better that I start writing songs than playing drums. I think you need to become the best drummer ever you can be. You have to rehearse so much. You have to play it daily. You have really, and I think it's better when I sit up nighttime and write music. And the second thing I wanted to do was, of course, to be, Ace Frehley on guitar, or Mark Knopfler, or whatever these guitar heroes. What's the name? Whatever, Queen guitarist, but it turned out that this piano thing has been following me. So I write most of the thing I write. I use synthesizers and try to bring out the sound that I want. And these days it's such an easy thing to do this. You just download some software and you can at least have an opinion. But that's why I'm so happy with the band, because we have two excellent guitarists and a bass player. And when I present a new song, which I usually do on piano or synthesize, so I can make a demo, but it isn't. I need the guys to play, and they say, "Okay, Martin, you can't play that, but it sounds like this when you do it on guitar," and usually it's just 10 times better, So I'm really happy, but I'm happy that I'm able to work with music and write music and of course, a little bit sad that I didn't become, a guitarist, but I didn't. Not yet, though.
Cool. So, were you in any bands prior to DAMPF?
Yes, I've been to many bands. I think the first band I I played drums actually, and then I played with different bands. And when I become a little bit older, a very good friend of mine, Jonas Åkerlund, he's very famous because of his making videos for Metallica and Madonna, and you know, is a great guy. And he got the opportunity. They wanted him to play in a band called Maninja Blade. It's in Kerrang. You could read that was the fastest band in Europe. It's some kind of like thrash metal band, and he couldn't do it because he was moving to England actually. And so he asked me, and I jumped in. So I started to play drums with Maninja Blade for 1.5 years, and they changed the name from Maninja Blade to Hexenhaus. So maybe some of you guys watching this remember this band. I don't think they play anymore. But from that part, yeah. And then I make some, you know, as I said, I'm very much into music. I also have another, if you could say, career that I do is more pop dance music with another project. So I've been to many bands, but the DAMPF is special because I started it. I started the band because I wanted to do exactly that. You know, this symphonic, I don't know, doom meets death metal meets pop meets symphonic. Exactly what we're doing in DAMPF, and because I don't think that there is a band that sounds like DAMPF. Not in I haven't heard them yet anyway. So, and it's still to be seen if the world need this band. But we have very much fun, and it's also nice that I can present the songs that I really truly like, and I've been working on them, and I don't have people who say that this is not the right sound for the group or something. It is the right sound because I've made the song, and I have this excellent producer in Jonas Tegel. Usually he plays in Crown and other, but his band is called Heat, and he's an excellent songwriter, producer, and he's also secretly, I'm not allowed to say this, but he actually playing keyboards in DAMPF as well. But he's not allowed to do that, so I can't say that. But I just did.
Cool. So, what has the band been up to, especially over, say, the last 12 months?
We have been working very much with a new album, with the videos, as you maybe can see on YouTube. So we take the video part very seriously. And it's also a blessing that I am able to write the scripts for the videos. So it goes with the song, in my opinion. I tried my best to do this. And for the moment, we actually just we're trying to figure out if there is a possibility to go on a real tour. We're hunting for a bigger band that maybe can take us on as a warm-up group. So that would be our dream. We're still such a small band in the world, so we shouldn't go on a big tour on our own because it's going to be empty seats there. I don't like that. So hopefully, and we have some bands for the autumn, not this summer we won't be able, but for the autumn that we might be able to open for these bands. And so that's what we're hoping for. In beginning of August, we go into the studio again and slowly start to record the album number 3.
Cool.
So we're hanging in there, but all the members in the group are all playing in different bands as well. So the most people are out on different tours. That's why it's kind of hard to put all the original guys on the same tour for 2-3 months. Then they have to make a choice if they gonna stick in. But that's the project. It started as a studio project, and we become more and more live project. And now we got solid band members, and now exactly these 8 people, we are the band, so we won't change anyone. But maybe we have to make someone have to step in for someone else. If like Pontus is playing a lot with King Diamond, and if they're going on a tour, then we have to bring some other guy in. But Pontus will still be our number 1 bass player, and everyone knows this. So it's a half studio, half live band.
Cool. We've got a question from Ozzy Ann 2025. Sort of like going on the similar vein about doing a tour. Would you as the group DAMPF, would you do like a Scandinavian tour for like the main band?
I think if we were able and got the lucky opportunity to go on tour, we will go where people want us to go. And the first album was really, really popular in Australia. And so we were actually setting up a small tour there, which didn't happen because the main band, we were going as a warm-up act, and the main band canceled the tour. So we had a bad luck and we were canceled as well. And I've got with most of the interviews I've done for this album, No Angels Alive, I've done with South America. So of today, I think the first tour we will go on is South America, what I think. But we also had a question from a wonderful guy that wanted to bring us for 8 shows in Germany, 6 in Germany and 2 in Holland, which in Europe for the autumn. And we just cross our fingers and hope that we will are able to do this in, I think, October, November of 2025. That would be a dream. But we play anywhere. You just call us and we come and we play.
Cool. So you mentioned No Angels Alive, your latest album that's just come out. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I had the plan from the beginning that the first 3 records I just said that we're going to make 3 albums and then it's over. We do this band and we make 3 albums and then it's over. But I skipped that.
Seems to. Sorry about this, guys. Seem to have lost Atron's audio. Do apologise. Let's see if we can get her back. So, yeah, if you haven't checked out DAMPF, please do. All the links are in the description below. And you're back. Can you hear me? Yeah. Oh, bear with us. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about this, guys. Hopefully it should be getting back now. So, like I said, if you haven't checked out DAMPF, please do. These guys are absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
I am so sorry. It was actually my.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me all right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to get you into my phones again.
Yeah, no worries.
I didn't know that. My old father tried to call me like 4 times, and I just hang up, and then he just destroyed. I hope that's.
Yeah, no worries.
And it's not working.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. It's so much better when I'm in my head instead. This.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, no, bear with us, guys. Can you hear me? Is that better?
Better. So sorry,
Sorry.
guys. Really sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's the joys of live broadcasting.
Yeah, it shows it's live. That would never happen if it wasn't live.
Yeah, yeah, true. We're on about the new album, No Angels Alive. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So very happily we made the first album, and there is the songs. The thing is that we trying, Jonas and I am doing all the lyrics together, and there is a story. There's some kind of a script for a movie. That's how it started everything. So it starts with the other side, which was the first single, and then so if you really, if you listen very very carefully and got some imagination and very much time, then you can pick up things from the last single all the way to the first single. And when we start now in August with the third album, uh, it continues, and that's the last third of this movie. The imaginary movie. It's not a real movie. It's hopefully one day we got the money to do the movie, but that's how we think. But we don't have any plans lyrically today for more than 3 albums. But hopefully we start with the fourth one. But No Angels Alive is that we try to be there to stay in these historic themes and to put some light on what's out there. We all in the band, we all think there is so much more than what's meets the eye. That this is the life we're living, but behind the scene there is so much more going on the planet, um, and and things you can't really explain. Better, I think the best way to explain them is to write lyrics about it and put music to it and let people decide for themselves if they believe it or not. But um, yeah, the album became exactly as we wanted it. Actually, we just need more. We need more people to listen to it. We need more streams.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's our only problem. But the album, the people, the band, and the videos and the songs, we are very happy with it. Truly, we won't change anything. So we will continue. Of course, something is happening every time you sit down and start making a new album. Something has happened. There might be a new member in the band, or there is something has happened in life, or you got hold of a new instrument, or a new sound, or a new something that makes the new album new from the past one.
cool. Yeah, true. So, um, is there any sort of like new material? You said you're going to be going to the studio for the third album. Have you been writing? How many songs have you been writing for the new album?
Um, for the last album, we had 3 songs that we will start to record in August. That we were writing. I wrote the base of these songs for the last album, but it became too many songs. We can't have 20 songs on an album, so we put them in a little box and said that. So I think it's almost 10 songs, but we decided that 7 of will probably go. We will not match the album number 3, but 2 or 3 songs we will start to record because we really feel that they suit where the album number 3 would, on the direction that the album will go. It's a bit sadder, it's a bit angrier, and a bit more. I don't know. It's a little bit more. It's a sad end. This movie has a sad end. So it will be a little bit more aggressive. I would say more aggressive.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
So
see.
yeah. So is the got a question from Aussie and 2025. She asked, I have to ask, any plans for vinyl records?
For vinyl,
Yeah.
yeah, they're out there. We made all the records we have done in vinyl. So there, it's a possibility. I have them all home, and they're actually very beautiful. Um, it's there is vinyls. There is vinyls. I'm not sure where to buy them though, but I think you Google it and you will find that where to buy them.
Cool, cool. Yeah, thank you for that, Ozzy. Um, so, is there any sort of like merchandise for for the albums, like t-shirts, stuff like that?
We have a lot of them actually. I'm wearing one right here.
Cool, cool.
Oh, so which is the last one we did for the album, and I'm not a good salesman because I should now tell you exactly where to go to buy these, and I can't do that because I don't know where they sold. But hopefully, we have to get back to that. I should probably be able to answer that question. But when we're playing, we have a lot of merch, of course, but we seldomly play. So I think you have to Google that as well. DAMPF T-shirts for sale, and you probably come to some internet site where it's possible to buy them.
Yeah, sorry about that, mate. Yeah, my camera just lost connection to my computer. Sorry about that. Right. We've already done like sort of like gigs and stuff. So where can people find you on social media?
We of course on Instagram on DAMPF, DAMPF official. I think it's DAMPF_official on Instagram, and we're working on to set up something for some broadcast on TikTok, but we're not there yet. And of course on Facebook the same, and that's usually where people contact us, if they have questions and so forth. And Biara, our wonderful singer, she's very good at attending to these questions and everything on Instagram. So that's where I would go.
Yeah, cool.
And I think as well for Silver Lining is the record company, and that's where we have the news. And I think maybe that's where we also you in Silver Lining. I think you can see where to buy the albums, and they probably have some merch as well on the Silver Lining Music. So that's where to go and search for DAMPF.
Cool. So is there so guys, if you got any more questions, please ask away. We're going to be starting wrapping things up in about 5-10 minutes. So is there any advice for people who want to become a musician, whether it be for themselves or thinking about going sort of like professional?
I think the most important advice I can give is, first of all, to have fun more than to put up a goal, which people rarely, reach. I think play the music that's in your heart and do whatever you feel is the right, and don't give up. It's so many naysayers out there. It's so many that don't believe in this, or you have to be persistent and follow your heart. And I think it's a lot more work to it. You need to meet people. Don't be afraid. Talk to bands. If you see a concert, or you can meet some of the guys behind the scene or before the show or after the show, do that, because these guys you will meet, they are living the dream and they are living in reality. I think you just follow your dream. Don't give up, but do it seriously. Don't quit your day job until you really can do it, because I try that and it was horrible. I have to borrow money from my brother to get out of that situation. Then I said that I will always have a job and play music as much as I can, but I think follow your dream and do what's in your heart, and don't do the stuff that you think that people want to hear. I've done that as well. You know, you try to. I'm not very much into this, but I do this because I think people like that, and it always goes to hell. So I'm not sure that was any advice, but have fun because it's gonna go be fine. Have fun.
Yeah, that's sound advice. That's great advice. Great advice. Thank you for that. So, any final words before we start to wrap things up?
No, I'm once again. My name is Martin or Atron. I am from DAMPF, and I'm very honored to be here. And I'm sorry if some of the broadcast has been a bit shaky, but it's probably my fault. I'm in Sweden. We are a Swedish band of 8 people, and we are very proud of the last album, No Angels Alive. And we will soon, hopefully play near you. Please come and visit us. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. And guys, if you haven't checked out DAMPF, please do. These guys are absolutely amazing. Literally amazing. I'll put all the links down in the description. So if you get a chance, please check them out. You won't be disappointed.
And you find if I can say that you will find us on Silver Lining Music, I think .com or something. There you can see what's happening and YouTube, of course, and Spotify.
Yeah, cool. Atron, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much. It's an honor again.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Until next time, guys, we'll catch you all later.